Hail, King under the mountain! You have summoned me? Well met, Pineleaf. I awaited your return, and I am pleased you have come. I have sent word to the leaders of the North, and I informed them that you would aid them in preparing for the coming battle against Vithug Wintermine. Ah, and before you ask, I am not playing a trick on you this time. With Vithug's coming still remained in doubt, I was of such mind, but no longer. Each of our peoples will prepare in their own way, but I would send you to the aid of them. It may be an old foe of Durin's folk that comes to the north, but the world has changed, and we have more now to consider than our own delvings. Aid the peoples of Dale and Laketown, and then assist the elves of Felagoth. King Thranduil offers his finest archers in defense of Erebor, and I would thank him for it. Be swift, friend. We must be prepared for when Vithug comes to Erebor. Very well. Let's head off to Dale and speak with the Queen Regent. Hail, Erna, Regent of Dale.
Aye.
Welcome, Pineleaf. King Thorin sent word that you would soon come to Dale, and I am glad you have come. I have heard the King's counsel, but my family and I shall remain with Dale, along with our warriors. King Thorin offered to protect the folk of Dale within the Lonely Mountain, and I have urged my people to seek shelter in the Dwarf Hills. I will not force them to go, but perhaps you can speak with them on my behalf. It seems King Thorin still harbors a great deal of ill towards the Easterlings that have come to seek refuge in the foothills of the Lonely Mountain. I shall send word to the Chaisir and other refugees of Rhûn that they are welcome to seek shelter within Dale. They are not strangers to us any longer, and by the end of the coming of battle, we may both know the ways of the others more keenly. Go and speak with my people. King Thorin tells me that your journey shall be long, so travel swiftly and with great care. Thank you. So I need to urge Dale folk to seek refuge within Erebor. Oh, that'll be easy, right? Hello there. Wintermind is coming, and the Queen Regent asks that people seek refuge in Erebor. On to Erebor. I lost my husband and son into the war. This house holds my only memories of them. I cannot go. Hello there. It is time to seek refuge in Erebor. Let us go. What do you think of all this is for? Of course I'm leaving. Okay, I guess the fact that he has the wagon and all that. Well, that did seem redundant in this case. Well, this guy's grooming his horse, maybe in preparation for going? Are you preparing a horse for a journey to Erebor? No, I won't be going to the Lonely Mountain. That said, my horse will be packed if things take a turn. Alright, so he's not going right at the time, but if things get bad, he may change his mind and take his horse there. Well, I can only hope that that horse isn't trying to outrun a dragon. That's all I can say. Hello there. It is time to head off to the Lonely Mountain. Do you see any of these folk closing up their shops? They're not leaving, and neither am I. Well, yeah. I guess he must be a guard then, and he wants to protect the merchants as long as they're here. Maybe we should speak with the merchants first. Hello there! It is time to head over and seek refuge in the Lonely Mountain. If what this dwarf has told us is true, I have a lot of packing to do. Well then. Aha, so the dwarf has been telling him that there is trouble coming. Now, let's see. How about over this way? Yeah, here we go. Hello there, it is time to pack up and head for the Arab Mulling Mountain. What choice have we? My husband and I will depart soon for the Lonely Mountain. Alright, good. Well then, I guess it's time to head over to Lake Town. Greetings, Master Dagron. I came here to help you in preparations for the upcoming battle.
A good day to you.
Ah, Pineleaf, you have come at a fortunate time. Lake Town is bustling today. The docks are rife with fishermen, merchants are selling useless trinkets and odd drafts, and none of it is any help in keeping beneath the notice of that Coldrake. I, too, have read the king's missive, but I regret that I can offer little aid outside of a few water-skins to the dwarves of Erebor. As for Lake Town, I have spent 2 evenings now crafting an appropriate notice to send to my people. The words just will not come out. It seems to me that if the Coldrake seeks Erebor, we might do well to avoid drawing his attention. To that end, I have decided to enforce a curfew. All lights must be put out after dusk, and none but the guards shall be permitted upon the paths of Lake Town until this business is done. I would greatly appreciate your help in posting the curfew notices throughout Lake Town. My guards have been busy enough. The notices are over on the table behind me. Oh, and do not forget to take water skins with you when you travel into the lands of the elves. Right, okay. Curfew notices. Very well. A curfew. Well, it probably depends on what that Drake wants to do. It appears that you can also find some water skins. And some nice, good places to put curfew notices. Are there any good places to post notices? Ah, hold on. This looks like a good location for a notice. Now, the question is, how well will the curfew notice be heeded? Well, that's what we'll find it. That's what the guards were for. Now, if you start a couple of nights in advance, it may be possible that everyone will get the idea before it's too late. What we don't know is where the dragon is going to actually attack. Now, we did have all those drakeling, those ice drakelings that were being smuggled throughout Lake Town, so therefore it's not exactly like this place is going to be completely unnoticed, but I suppose that if it looks like nobody's about, the dragon may draw its attention elsewhere, which I presume is the plan there, which hopefully would be reasonable. Though I suppose that if the dragon comes during the daytime, they will see it well enough in advance to head into their houses. At least one advantage of a cold drake is that it won't set everything on fire. I mean, that was one of the big problems with Schmog. But we need to post a few more notices. And then on to Felagoth with all of these water skins. Hail, King of the Wood! Is there anything I could do to help you prepare for the coming of Wintermind? Hail! Word reached me from Erebor that you would soon come to Felagoth Pineleaf. Both I and the king under the mountain have agreed that it would be unwise to send too great a force of elves to Erebor. However, I shall still send every archer and warrior that can be spared from the defenses of Felagoth. If Vithug is not defeated, he will trouble all of our peoples. It is a long journey to Erebor, and my soldiers must travel swiftly and without undue burdens. I would ask that you gather quivers of arrows, crates of provisions, and straw. Once you have gathered enough, pack barrels, and I shall have them sent through the water gate to Leoglin on the onward to Esgaroth. My soldiers will have to bear the barrel's contents for the final miles of the journey, but it will hasten their early travel. I thank you for your aid. Let us hope it is enough. So therefore, quivers, provisions, and some straw, I guess, to keep them from being tossed around too much in those barrels. Will they notice it if a hobbit took a ride in one of those barrels? Well, I suppose likely is the case. Who knows? One might even try to put 13 dwarves into a barrel. Now, let's see, where were we? Probably they're near the barrels themselves, so let us head over there. Ah, it looks like we have some arrows here. Now, I hope this isn't a set of arrows that belongs to this particular elf, otherwise we would have some trouble there. Now, I'm going to presume that these quivers of arrows are to be extras to help refuel, or I guess refill, I guess would be a better word, after they've used up any that they may need to use along the way, since of course there are some orcs along the road. And I'm sure they're going to expend a few arrows doing there, so therefore they may be needing to have a few extra. Plus, of course, if they are expending them against a drake, a mighty dragon, it's very likely that they're going to need a lot more than a couple of quiverfuls of arrows in order to take down that worm. Now, let's see, that takes care of arrows. Now we need provisions and straw. How about down this way? There are plenty of provisions in this room, right? Better be provisions in this room, because this looks like a big... Actually, this looks like a wine cellar more than anything else. Ah, but there are also crates of provisions about. Good. That's one around. I would presume there will be a few... Oh, in fact, I just passed one. Let's see. Any more provisions? They have to be around here somewhere. Ah, some straw. Good. Some more, just some straw lying around here. Now, is it randomly lying around here, or is this straw... Well, it seems like to be in a rather strange location, these straw that's earmarked for being used as stuffing for barrels. And that's what they normally do. Alright, that takes care of that. And that just leaves finding a few more provisions so that they would have plenty to eat when they arrive at their destination. Though, as some people have noted, they seem to have a lot more snacks in Erebor than they have over at this location, so it's possible they won't need all that much in the way of provisions. But I am sure that a little extra food will never go unwelcome, just in case you have a long siege or anything like that. Alright, that's smart. Take a few more provisions, because they must travel swiftly and lightly burdened despite the fact that I seem to be constantly asked to carry huge amount of stuff for long distances and somehow get there even faster. Don't ask! Ah, and there is the final set of provisions. Good. And now, pack barrels to send enough through to the water gate. So let's find a few barrels. That's down this way. Yeah, probably down this way. Up this way. Probably near where that straw was located. Ah, here's one right here, as I thought. Okay, here's another one. Now, it's not too often they have stuff laden going down, because in The Hobbit, of course, the doors were in what were supposed to be empty barrels. And there you go. Fine. Now, time to head back to Erebor and tell him that help is on the way. I have returned from my errand. It is done. Let us hope our preparations are enough, Pineleaf. Now all we can do is wait. Wait for the Scion of Winter.